Hello? All right, are we ready to start? Yes? Does everyone speak English here? Raise your hand if you can understand English. Okay, a lot of English here, lots of English here. Perfect. We're all professionals. So today, we're going to be speaking mostly in English, and there's also one presentation in Portuguese. So, I want to know if you're ready to listen to the pitches, okay? Are you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, here there's like 2 people already. There are no more. Okay, so are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. So excited. Okay. Next time we need to get some pump of the jam music here. So when we thought about the tech lab, we never expected to finish the tech lab with such a big audience, okay? And we're thinking that we're gonna do the presentations at the demo day at the hub that we have in Old Town that fits around 30 people. And suddenly we got in touch with the MCs, we started talking more and more, we started showing the project we were doing, and then suddenly we're here talking to over 100 people, so this is really exciting for us. Over the presentation today, we're going to talk a bit more about what the Tech Lab is, who participates, who is this for. But before we go into that, I wanted to call on stage Andrea. Andrea is the director of the newly created for competitiveness, innovation, and sustainability. So clap your hands for Andrea.
Muito boa tarde a todos. Vou falar um bocadinho em português também, mas depois vamos passar para o inglês, portanto, tem que estar preparados para as duas coisas, está bem? Primeiro que tudo, magnífico reitor da Universidade de Madeira, muito obrigada por se juntar a nós. Luís Calado, presidente da Associação Madeira Friends, os meus colegas que apoiaram esta iniciativa também e que estou muito grata, portanto, o presidente da Startup Madeira, Carlos Lopes, e, como vocês já conhecem, o diretor regional da Juventude, André Alves. Estamos aqui todos por um dia muito especial. É um enorme orgulho estar convosco, neste momento, celebrando o talento, a criatividade, a vontade transformadora dos nossos jovens. E vou-vos dizer o porquê que é um dia especial. O que o Luís ainda não nos contou, nem eu, é que há uns anos atrás, uns bons anos atrás, estávamos nós no vosso lugar. Eu era aluna do Liceu Jaime Muniz, quem está aqui no Liceu Jaime Muniz? Bom, eu estava no vosso lugar. O Luís da Gonçalves Jarco, não é? Da Escola Secundária Gonçalves Jarco. Temos aqui alguém da Gonçalves Jarco? Temos. Ninguém.
Pois não.
Portanto, nós estávamos no vosso lugar. E uma coisa que nós tivemos que fazer para experienciar o mercado internacional foi mesmo sair da Madeira, sair da nossa ilha. E não é uma coisa muito fácil de fazer. Portanto, hoje juntamos forças, tanto da Direção Nacional de Competitividade, Inovação e Sustentabilidade e da Associação Madeira Friends, para vocês poderem experienciar um mercado global e terem acesso a ferramentas e competências fundamentais para o vosso futuro no conforto da nossa ilha. Ao mesmo tempo, construímos uma maneira mais competitiva. Como é que nós vamos fazer isso? Nós vivemos mais do que uma ferramenta. É um meio poderoso para gerar impacto social. É precisamente este impacto que me vou apoiar o programa Madeira Tech Lab. Não somente pela componente de inovação, mas pela inovação com propósito. Eu vou-vos contar uma história, que é uma história verídica. Qual é a diferença entre inovação e inovação com propósito? Estava a trabalhar numa empresa a nível global, onde a produtividade estava a cair e resolveram dar um prémio de 20 mil euros, não era um prémio assim. O prémio era chamado Prémio Inovação. Portanto, podem imaginar todos os departamentos a quererem esse prémio. Claro que o departamento de engenharia disseram, nós vamos ganhar esse prémio, claro, todos os nossos produtos, nós desenvolvemos produtos inovadores todos os dias. Eu estava no departamento jurídico e nós dissemos, bem, isso nós podemos fazer, vamos arranjar aqui contratos novos, vamos fazer tudo, os advogados vão sempre voltar tudo. Portanto, sim, conseguimos ganhar o prémio também de inovação. O departamento de marketing disse, não, nós é que somos os mais inovadores, então estamos sempre com comunicação, estamos sempre a fazer eventos, nós sabemos de inovação. Bem, isto passou-se um ano e finalmente no final do ano anunciaram quem é que tinha ganho o prémio de inovação. O prémio de inovação, sabem para quem foi? Para a senhora das limpezas. Verdade, isto é verídico. A senhora das limpezas tinha notado no seu dia a dia, quando ia limpar as casas de banho, que toda a gente que ia à casa de banho, quando saía, ficava pelo menos 15 minutos a reclamar do papel higiênico. E esses 15 minutos ficavam com mau humor, saíam, passavam pela zona, portanto, pela área de entrada onde estavam os clientes, que deveriam ser simpáticos, não é? E lá iam nas suas reclamações e se cumprimentavam e continuavam sempre a andar. Portanto, o que é que ela conseguiu fazer? Ao mudar o papel higiênico, imagina, isto foi a inovação, mudar o papel higiênico e pôr uma zona de café, biscoitos e chocolate quente à entrada, onde todos, quando entravam, tanto clientes como os que iam à casa de banho e vinham, conversavam, tomavam café e informalmente falavam. Não reclamavam, mas falavam. Junto de 1000 euros, meus amigos, para a senhora das limpezas. Portanto, a inovação foi uma coisa muito simples que encontrou uma rotina, uma coisa que acontecia todos os dias e que não só foi bom para o departamento de engenharia, como para os advogados, como para o marketing, como para os clientes, fez uma vez a produtividade, acreditem ou não, começou a aumentar. Portanto, simples, inovador e uma resposta a um problema real que teve como propósito aumentar a produtividade da empresa. Não somente um produto inovador, mas uma solução com propósito. Portanto, o que eu quero que se lembre, o porquê que eu estou a dar esta mensagem, é para que cada vez que pensem, se desvalorizem vocês próprios, porque às vezes isso acontece, a desvalorizar as vossas ideias, a vossa criatividade. Lembrem-se do papel higiênico, ok? Portanto, qualquer coisa é possível. Também os projetos que vão ver mostram propósito, mas mostram muito mais. Mostram visão, mostram coragem e mostram compromisso. Cada aplicação que vamos ver aqui nasce num olhar atento sobre a nossa região. Estes jovens souberam usar o propósito para responder a problemas que conhecem de perto. A mobilidade, o ambiente, a cidadania, a inclusão, proteção animal, segurança e bem-estar. Desafios reais que fazem parte do nosso dia-a-dia e da nossa população. Estes jovens viram soluções onde muitos apenas viram críticas. Viraram preocupações em oportunidades e transformaram ideias em ações concretas. Só por isso, para mim hoje, a todos vocês, são todos vencedores. Uma salva de palmas para os participantes. Mas, e se fôssemos mais? Cada um de nós aqui, imaginem, tem um problema, tem uma preocupação e conseguem ter acesso a uma ferramenta digital onde podem resolver esse problema. E resolver esse problema não só para vocês, podem resolver esse problema para toda a população. Portanto, imaginem o que é que nós podemos fazer juntos. Como diz o Papa Francisco, como dizia o Papa Francisco, todos. Ao envolver jovens, mentores, empresas, escolas, autarquias, entidades públicas, iniciativas como esta do Tech Lab, geramos um desenvolvimento económico verdadeiramente participativo. O Tech Lab representa muito mais do que uma apresentação de projetos. é um motor de desenvolvimento económico para a região e uma poderosa ferramenta de retenção de talento. Ao aproximar a experiência e conhecimento capacitante dos nossos jovens com competências digitais e aproximá-los das empresas locais, criamos um ambiente fértil para a inovação, estimulamos a modernização do tecido empresarial e abrimos portas a novas oportunidades de emprego e de empreendedorismo aqui na região como a da Madeira. Cada solução apresentada responde a desafios reais da nossa comunidade e reforça a ideia de que é possível construir aqui, na nossa região, um futuro competitivo, criativo e sustentável, com todos e para todos. Mas muito mais do que isso, o fator humano deste programa foi o que me impressionou mais. Porque não foi só a evolução que eu vi técnica destes jovens. Eu vi uma evolução pessoal também dos jovens, tanto da autoconfiança. Em 3 meses, não estamos a falar de um período muito longo, estamos a falar de 3 meses. Jovens que falavam inglês, que aprendemos na escola, que de repente começaram a falar fluentemente inglês, porque os mentores falam inglês, e isso é um meio de comunicar. Não só os termos normais da apresentação, mas os termos profissionais também, e os termos técnicos. Portanto, vão ver, a maior parte das apresentações vai ser em inglês, de jovens que não falavam inglês há 3 meses atrás, ou pelo menos não fluente. Por isso, como da noite para o dia, all of a sudden they were speaking English. They were researching, designing, utilizing artificial intelligence, receiving mentorship, communicating, just like that. Okay? Olha, presta atenção. A sincere thank you to all the mentors and all the team of Madeira's Friends for this program, for your time, for your dedication, for your support to Madeira and to our youth, for creating conditions and real-life experience for these young people to explore, take risks and to grow, both technically and personally. A big thank you as well to all the TechLab participants, our VIPs for today, for your persistence, for your work and for your courage, and I know that you all understand me now. Um agradecimento também à equipa da Direção Regional, e especialmente ao Engenheiro Roberto Alves, pela notável organização deste evento, bem como a todos os colegas representantes do Governo Nacional e as empresas que colaboraram nesta iniciativa. E, é claro, um agradecimento particular a todos ao estarem aqui presentes, porque hoje apoiam, incentivam e, sobretudo, acreditam. Muito obrigada também à Universidade da Madeira, que nos deu este auditório fantástico para podermos fazer isto aqui hoje. Sem isso, nada é possível. Portanto, todas estas pessoas juntaram-se para criarmos esta experiência e estarmos aqui hoje. E o futuro constrói-se assim, juntos. Continuem para todos vocês hoje. Continuem a questionar, continuem a imaginar, continuem a construir. Continuem a aproveitar a tecnologia como aliado para melhorar a vida das pessoas. E nunca duvidem do impacto que podem gerar. O que vão ver aqui é apenas o início de um caminho cheio de possibilidades. Que este Demo Day seja uma celebração das conquistas, mas também um convite para o que irá a seguir. Virão muitas mais coisas e muitas mais possibilidades. Não quero que estejam atentos, porque isto é a oportunidade de agarrar. Porque quando investimos nos nossos jovens, investimos num futuro mais inteligente, mais justo e mais humano. Mas para verem exatamente como é que foi este programa, eu deixo-vos aqui com um pequeno vídeo do que realmente aconteceu. Tá? Muito obrigada.
Okay, so now the red topic, I think we can continue in English. Sometimes I might speak some here interested to come and watch the results. That's really nice and made us open up to both sides, which is gonna make it a little bit more here, but not impossible. Which is exactly what the guys with their ideas did. When we opened up the Tech Lab, we had this idea that we wanted to validate and the desire to get international community on the island to contribute with their knowledge, with opportunities to share what they brought up to the island. And there really has talent and really has young people that want to work in technology and develop products. What we understood was that Madeira doesn't lack any talent. Madeira actually has a lot of talent. I'll give you a very small, big example of CR7, Cristiano. All of you know Cristiano. He came from such a small island, but look at the amount of talent and hard work he's put into and how far he's gotten. So we thought, Madeira doesn't lack any talent, it just lacks context, lacks ecosystem, lacks the systems, and lacks some people to help activate it. Here on this picture, you see this was our opening day, I think back in September, with everybody, mentors, project manager, the talent, the local talent, and this program was a pilot. So we thought, and you guys have heard about the digital nomads here in Madeira. Who has heard about digital nomads? Raise your hand. Okay, some people have not heard about digital nomads. So digital nomads were these people that came into the island during the pandemic when the normal tourists were not coming. These digital nomads, basically people who can work from anywhere. They can work from the computer, so they can be anywhere, any country. And some of them decided to come to Madeira. So when Madeira France started, we had lots of digital nomads as part of our community. Over the years, some of these digital nomads became residents on the island. And as we saw more people staying here for a long term, we understood that there was a desire for these people to contribute and to do something more besides just working remotely or staying here on the island. They wanted to give back. And we saw that the type of people that were settling here on the island were people with really unique skills and coming from very interesting backgrounds. Usually people that you don't get a chance to meet in Madeira. And so we thought, okay, what do we do with all these people that are coming here? What can they do? And do they want to do something? So we started with small engagements, small events. First, we went to speak at the school, talk about remote work, talk about digital nomads. The school, the kids were so interested, how was it possible to travel the world, to work from anywhere, to use technology, to earn good salaries, how is that possible? From those small events in schools, we evolved into a 1 month program where I went back to my program. Kids decided each one of them had a different idea for our website, and we were so excited about technology. And there, in just a few hours, some of them were able to create really interesting solutions and websites. So we thought, okay, we must continue in this journey. So pilot after pilot, bigger idea of the tech lab, which is basically in our vision, it's where local talent meets international mentorship. Okay, so we're leveraging the people that foreigners and taking their contribution to help the new generation to build AI products and technology from Madeira to the world. Okay, So what we want to prove is that Madeira lacks no talent. Madeira just needs a couple systems to be put in place so that the curious people of the island in this industry, okay? So in the beginning, I was very excited with the idea of finding the CR7 or finding the HTML of technology, okay? And that's still my dream is that one day we're gonna find this guy or girl that wants to put in so much work, wants to create a huge unicorn out of this island. So we're good. While we pursue the CR7 of technology here in Madeira, in the meantime, not everybody, there's only one CR7, right? But there's so many other football players in the world. So you don't have to be CR7. We understood. No, actually, please no. You don't need one CR7. We actually need lots of players in this game. So the Tech Lab was born from this desire to activate the people that are here and put them in the same room with young kids. All right, and we thought this was the best idea possible to have people that are very senior, that have worked for multinational companies, that have created companies, that have sold companies, that have transformed companies or industries in their own countries, and now they have the chance to do it here and be part of a transformation for the island. So this is what really motivated us. And then when we went into the market to find local talent, and for that we got the help of my brother, where he is. So my brother was the one that recruited or found the talent you're going to see here today. And when you're listening to these presentations and today, if you feel that this is something that you could see yourself getting into, maybe you don't have an idea yet. That's okay. You can come to us. You can apply at the end of the presentation today. Code where you can apply, or you can send us a message if you want to talk with us later. But if you love this island as much as we do, if you want to contribute and do something on the technology side, then we are here. Tools, the mentors to get your idea just out of your head and try to make it happen in reality. Okay. So all the talents that when they came to us, some of them had ideas, some of them still we build stuff. Okay, and that's the idea of the Tech Lab, is to go from ideation to actually having a ready to be used on the market, on the App Store, something real, okay? With real ideas, real impact, and real businesses as well. This would not be possible the mentors, okay? In this picture, you see some of them are mentors, some of them are talents. When you look at it, you almost cannot see who is who, right? Everybody's so young. So you don't know who's all right? But I wanted to show you the faces of the champions of this first cohort of the Tech Lab. So first, my brother, project manager, he was responsible for recruiting all the people, going through all the applications we had, and finding the people who really are ready, the people that we really can help. The way it worked is we picked 9 local talents, and today you're going to see 6 presentations, okay? Which means, just like in life and in business, some businesses work, some projects work, some projects don't work, all right? And it's normal for this startup ecosystem that you try a few times until you actually get it right, and it happens. So this is just how it is. So Pedro was the project manager of the Tech Lab. Then we got Daniel Stus. Daniel Stus is not here today. He's traveling all over Asia. I don't know why. Because why would he be traveling around if he has Madeira already? He's traveling, I think, for 4 months. So this is one of the methods that was with our talent over these last months. Maybe he's watching online. Maybe if you are Italian, hello. So that's Daniel. Then we got Dennis. Dennis is also in Germany right now. I think he's taking care of some stuff in Germany. Both Daniel and Dennis are guys that have created companies from scratch, and then some are still involved with the company, and some of them have actually sold the company and moved on to new ideas. All right, so I've gone through the journey, and this is actually so important. Just the same way your teacher when you're at school is so important because your teacher is the one that inspires you to learn, and you go there because of your teacher. Sure, it's to learn, but in the end of the day, it's so important the relationship you have with the teacher. Having a mentor is also very important. So, your career when you have actually your first job, uh, statistics show that the first boss that you have is actually the most is the decision maker of your career. Either you're gonna have a great career because of your first boss or not. Why? Because your first boss or your first manager or your first mentor is the one that has a bit more experience than you and shows you the way, right? Sometimes it doesn't mean that you actually get it right. If you always do it wrong, you're never gonna get it right. If you do it always the same way, if nobody shows you a way. This is why I was lucky when I got my first boss. Actually, when I went to apply to this company, I was more interested in working for this guy than for the company because that's where you actually learn, and that's how you start thinking about what you want to do and what you will actually do in your life. So Laura is here. Laura, stand up so that people see that. Stand up, come on. Just so people see you. There you go, Laura. She's real. Not all people are traveling the world, right? Here and working normally. So yeah, so Laura was another mentor. The way we did it was we assigned different mentors to different projects, and then we worked throughout the weeks. This was a 3-month program where we had check-ins every Saturday at the hub. Want to meet the Madeira Friends Hub? Just search on Google Maps, Madeira Friends Hub. You're gonna find it, go there, and you can talk to us, and you can see our nice space. Yes. Sebastian is the last mentor that we have here, and Sebastian, you don't have to stand up because you will present. So Sebastian will present a bit about himself, where he came from, how it has been his experience, because this is actually, it's a very unique project that we're starting here. Not just Madeira Friends in its own way, being so unique, but the Madeira Friends Tech Lab is something unique that this island, that has happened in this island, that international people have decided to settle here, but not any international people. It's actually people with a background in tech. So for us, it was fascinating. It's great for these people to come to the island and have a great lifestyle, island lifestyle that we all love, that we live here. But for me as a local, it was more important, what can these people add of value to the island, right? What can they do today that in 10 years it's gonna leave some positive footprint? And I thought, and I understood that the best footprint that they can leave here is actually digital. So we believe that the Tech Lab is another tool or another platform for the development and for this accelerating what's already happening in the world, right? And that sometimes it takes time to arrive to Madeira, right? We all know that being on a paradise island is bad things, right? The bad thing is this distance to the technological hubs, right, where things are happening. And now we saw that people that are coming from these hubs are settling here. So Tech Lab is a way to put them to work for the island, and they actually want to do that. They actually feel good about it. So I call on stage Sebastian. Clap your hands.
So that you guys know, when the Tech Lab came to an end, the first season, it continues to operate in a startup mode because I got notified they will be sending it 4 hours ago. So we continue that way. I need to use my notes. So first of all, who was born who was born in 1994 and later? Like Louis Schnapp. But who was born late after 1994? After 1994, later, after 1994. Okay, good. That's good. So we will get back to this in a moment. So my name is Sebastian Schicke. I come from Poland. I live here in Malta, in a small Budodok. And I'm one of the mentors at the Madeira Friends Tech Lab. So something important to start with. So the first season of Taylor came to an end, so I have no intent to lecture you anymore. I would like to use this as an opportunity to share a little bit more about what I wish I would know when I was at a younger age. Next slide. So that is me when I was 17, 1994. I try hard, increasing the amount, of course, to use AI to make it as good as possible. And what you see there is actually me working on a Commodore 64. That hardware you only can see nowadays in a computer museum. But it was my first computer. And in 1994, this is where I made my first income from actually selling software. So I started to do programming at the age of 15. And at the age of 17, I sold my first software. The way it worked then at that time, it was before internet, before YouTube, and so on. Magazines were distributing software on floppy disks. See there, it's a floppy. And I wrote a small utility for software. I don't remember anymore what it was, but I sold it to this magazine, they published it. So I sold my copyright, and they paid me about 400 euros. It was my first income. So why I'm telling you that? I'm saying this because, and that's also going back to age question in the beginning, and the reference to my history is that age is not a limitation. Age is used for all. When you're young, you have really not much to lose. You have no family to support. You have no mortgage. In most of the cases, you have no reputation to lose, right? So use that as an opportunity, right? And that's actually what I did, and that's the reference as a starting point to many of the young people also in this room, and that I got. So how did my story continue from there? So first of all, I continued to do programming. I used that skill to build new stuff, new projects. At the age of 18, I built my first e-commerce website. I did the programming, I did the marketing, I did distribution, and I sold that company at the age of 20. Very small. I made more money than from the first software on Commodore 64, but it was tiny. I even didn't know the word exit at that point. But it was a very important learning. So I knew that there's something which I'm building I can do on my own, and someone wants it for the second time. Most of my professional time I spent in mobile apps and mobile games. I quickly realized that if I want to become something really good at, I need to focus, and my decision around the year 2000 was to focus on mobile software. That was again before mobile apps. At that time it was Java and so on, and Siemens was leading Nokia, but that's what I focused on. 15 years I've spent at a company called Huge Games as a co-founder, which is one of the largest mobile gaming companies in Europe. The company went public in 2021 at the Warsaw Stock Exchange as a unicorn, which in venture capital startup scene means a valuation of $1 billion plus. That also marked for me my exit point, so I left the company. It's been a long journey, and used some of the money to start new businesses over the last 5 years. Four I started, and three of them failed. One still is alive, and we raised some money for it called Darwin Dev. Some of the students know it. It's a AI-powered builder for mobile applications, so you can build mobile from text, not confused with websites. And the remaining three, I just had to, close, lost money, didn't work out. Darwin Dev continues, so some of the students here were actually one of the first users. It has developed very well since then. It's nowadays a mature product, and this quarter we are also going to raise a new round for it for future and for further acceleration and growth. An important note on that one: this product was actually built. The first version of it was built in my room in Funchal. So a little bit about what Luis was talking about. The geographical location is not a limitation as well, right? Let's continue. So the lessons I learned, and this is what I meant, what I wish I would know much earlier. Retention beats everything. We saw this at huge games for many years. So the company focused on mobile games. We launched many mobile games, many failed, and many had tens of millions of installs. But it actually were not those who had most of the installs who had the best retention. When you build products and businesses, always ask yourself, look at the numbers, look at the analytics, are users coming back? Because it's so easy to get very excited when you get your first user, you make your first revenue, dollar, euro, and then you may start what I've done way too many times to start scaling, because you believe that means success. But look at people are coming back. If they're not coming back, fix that first. That was the first lesson. It was a very expensive lesson for me and many of the companies I work at or with. And shipping beats everything. I would say that 90% of people, especially the younger generation, their initiatives at planning. So I hear this so many times that someone says, I would like to do this and that, and then nothing happens. And also I see that people actually start spending way more time in planning and drafting than actually in shipping. And that's also what I would like to share with you as an experience. So when Darwin was launched last year in March, and the version I presented to investors, it was crap. Still, it was enough to convince investors to let us continue because they understood the potential behind it. Starting is easy, but launching is actually the most important milestone we should always aim for to achieve as soon as possible. And then, related to Madeira, friends. So, my friend Luis, is a Merlin here? No, I don't see that. But so when I came to Madeira, I saw those guys, I learned out of passion building what I'm building. But passion also needs a business model, because passion without a business model is a hobby, right? And it's hard to sustain a passion long term when you don't monetize, right? So that's something also looking at. It's great when you're passionate about something, right? But look into monetization as soon as you can. This will also allow you to continue with passion much longer, right? And I talk about the group, which everyone knows. So Google Maps has 1+ billion users. This is Google Maps in the year 2005, February, when Google launched this. As you can see, I beat this in the UK, but continental Europe is not there. That's probably one of the most prominent examples of shipping fast, right? Ship early, test, feedback. Many of us, we aim to try to be perfectionists. So that's actually good. Also, this presentation looking at research to reuse what I did in the beginning. I tried, I couldn't, in areas like 2 hours, changing it. So trying to ship really fast because the version 1 of your product doesn't need to be perfect. It does have to exist. That's the most important. So, and now all the students from the table. So what I observed that curiosity and openness is one of the 3 most important factors. Those who tried and failed and then look at why this is what I saw them separated from the rest. Then ownership and independence. Nowadays in the era of AI, ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, Mistral, much more. There's no excuse not to start building because you just ask, you take the knowledge you build. There's no excuse for that. So solving problems with AI nowadays actually is skills 20, 30 years ago, right? And transparency, those who struggled in silence, got stuck, and didn't ask, that ask, got feedback, those were the ones who are progressing the best. And how I support the students, hands-on guidance. So I consider myself a hands-on builder. Even now more with AI, so there's so much we can do. How to get from idea to the first product, market distribution. A huge, besides being CEO, most of the years actually spent as a CMO. So building the marketing team and distribution from scratch. That's also here something which I try to share as much as I could. So how to get the first, in my case, when it comes to mobile apps, the installs, and product and strategy, for example, how to pitch your product, VC pitches, but also, to any audiences. By the end of the demo day, the students I worked with, they knew how to build products, they knew how to get the users, that knowledge I also shared, how to monetize, to make some revenue, and how to pitch the projects. That's it. So I want to thank the Madeira friends for the opportunity participating in this program and seeing how inspiring it was to see what the students were coming up with. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay. So now I think we're ready to hear the pitches, yeah? So tell me if you're ready. Are you ready? Yes. Yes? Are you ready? Yes, you're ready? Okay. So Jessica on stage. There she is.
Okay.
Thank you all for being here in this first edition of Madeira Friends Tech Club. So basically, I would like to start this presentation by introducing myself. I'm Jessica, I'm 25 years old, and I'm from Madeira Island. I have a background in Asian studies, international business, and business strategy. Basically, I have lived in many different locations in the last 5 years, and now I'm back to Madeira, and I have a mission that is to help boost Madeira's tech ecosystem and also open the island to global opportunities. I will start now the actual presentation because that's what you want to see. So I will start with this very nice landscape because there's no better way to start. In Madeira, we have such a nice climate. Go on. Sim. Yes. Okay, sorry, but this doesn't work very well. Anyway, so basically, as I was saying, this island, apart from such nice climate, we have a very beautiful nature and also a very nice lifestyle. With so many good reasons, it's not a surprise that so many people from abroad choose Madeira as their new home. However, we have here a contradiction. You know, while foreigners are incentivized to move to the island, young Madeirans are often incentivized to leave. Not because they don't like the island, but because they don't see enough career opportunities that match their potential, their education, and their ambitions. And that's I have to leave for better career opportunities. And realistically, I would also need to do the same for career purposes. And basically, that's why I have these forms that I send to all schools to realize the position of young peoples in this matter. So basically, Madeira started to become a reference in remote work, starting with Ponta do Sol in 2021. Ponta do Sol is the first digital nomad village in the world. So basically, we have here a solution for this problem. But I really wanted to be sure if locals as well. So basically, I sent these forms, and nearly 80% of young people from high school and university, they said they are interested in a remote job. However, more than 70% said they don't know how to get started. So it's not a lack of ambition or talent, it's a lack of clarity. That's why I built Made Up exists to fill this problem. Basically, I don't want to change Madeira's employment sectors because, as you know, Madeira is so focused on hospitality and public sector and also consumer support. These sectors are not necessarily bad, but they don't reflect diversity and level of education of many young people. And I don't have the power to solve this problem. So basically, I want to take what already works, that is remote work, and basically apply it to also locals. So what Made Up is a platform. There is also a community and basically a guide to help young Madeirans. It's a platform that teaches you everything you need to know about remote job, but starting with one essential principle. That principle is you need to understand yourself before getting into courses, like most platforms. So basically, I will give you a normal consumer experience. So this is a user, let's say João, and João is feeling kind of lost, you know? So he's interested in a remote job, but he doesn't know anything about that, and he also doesn't know which. So the first step is for João to sign up, and he will do a quiz that will tell him how ready he is to pursue a remote job already. So then João will be incentivized to take a second quiz that will tell him which 5 remote jobs are more fitted to him. And basically, you will also have a lot of description of those 5 roles and also recommended next steps. Okay, João now feels very inspired. He also likes one or more career paths, but he doesn't really know anything about remote work. Like, this is a very new way of working. So João starts to read these articles on the platform about remote work, with also testimonials of remote workers. And also, because he likes self-improvement, he also does study some universal skills on the academy section. And now João feels much, much, much more confident. Okay. And João, now that he's very informed, he knows himself, he knows the market, now João wants to connect with like-minded individuals. And he has a community area where he can post and comment and basically feel connected. And now João is very happy, he's very motivated, very ready to pursue his freedom dreams. So this is the story of João. And I will show you now, is it not working? Okay. Okay, now it's working. So I'm very short video, it's just illustrative. So basically you log in, you just do some quizzes, you know, and then basically this is just an example of recommended jobs. and some description of those jobs, day-to-day who hires, typical tools. This is actually the next steps. What should you do to get these jobs? So this is very simple, and I'm not showing the whole platform because that will take so much time. This is the most important step, direction. That is the one that I'm showing. And finally, basically, Madeira is just getting started. And basically, it was tested by 23 people already, most Madeirans, also some internationals that I have met in my job, very innovative people. And basically, Madeira actually helps because the remote work opened the world to Madeira, basically. And now we want the world to also open to Madeirans, not just Madeira resident people. So basically, this platform has a lot of potential to grow. We can add more courses, more in-depth career paths. We can have mentoring, in-person events, and also even matching between basically remote seekers and companies. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. So basically, I would like to ask you to join this movement, share it, challenge it, basically be a part of it. And basically, the idea is that Madeira, Madeira is a paradise, but Madeira should not only be a paradise for those who moved here, it should also be a future for those who were born here. So that's my request. Please follow the movement if you can. And thank you so much for everyone that were involved and made possible the Tech Lab. So thank you for everyone for being here as well. So thank you so much. I will now introduce my next colleague, João. Please come to the stage.
So, hi everyone. My name is João. I'm 15 years old. I'm still in school in 9th grade. And you see this baby? You see? It's me. It's just different. Why am I 106,000 theoretical exams per year of driving exams, and 30% of them fail. That's bad. So I come with this phrase: learning to drive is harder than it should be. The existing options are or driving swaps or driving rules. But why am I coming with this problem right now? Because most of the apps on the market are mostly paid, outdated. The content is outdated. And so, what's the impact? Do students study efficiently? No. Does the teachers have problems with teaching basic theory? Yes. And high failure rates? Also yes. So I come up with an idea. I have a better way to learn to drive, basically. 2003, modern experience and AI powered learning. That's the best part. So, as you can see here, I cannot go both sides, but on the first image on the left is the basic app. As you can see there, all official questions from the IMPT, and as you can see, better image quality than the other ones in the market, as you probably have tried them in your phones. So, how did I build it? I used Tavi.dev, Sebastian's website too. I use Superbase and Python to take all the questions. So right now I already made revenue with the app. I have calls and already made €4.54. That's one shot not and one espresso down. 4% down and one espresso. Sorry. Let's change that by installing the app. This is not the correct the correct QR code. So I ask you please to come after to talk to me correct QR codes. Thank you so much. So thank you so much. So right now I'll give the microphone to another colleague, Marvin.
Hello to everyone. Sorry, I'm gonna make my presentation in Portuguese. That's why I'm to switch to Portuguese right now. Meu nome é Amado Antônio, sou programador e DevOps Engineer com 4 anos de experiência e também sou estudante de engenharia informática. Bem, a minha plataforma é denominada como Dog Alert. Existe um grande problema cá na ilha da Madeira, concretamente, que é o abuso de cães, e o maior problema de animais, o maior problema não é esse, é que muitos desses casos são omitidos ou mesmo não reportados por talvez as pessoas se preocuparem-se com uma suposta retaliação ou mesmo não saberem onde dirigirem-se para reportar este caso ou quem pode solucionar este caso. No universo de 7 dias, isso foi uma semana, foram reportados mais de 91 casos em grupos do Facebook. Muitos deles não foram solucionados, as pessoas não sabiam onde dirigirem-se. Para olharmos para a dimensão da ilha da Madeira, e este número, 91, chega a ser alarmante há 7 dias. E por isso eu pensei em criar esta solução, que é o Dog Alert. É uma plataforma que pode ser usada de forma anônima para reportar casos e tratar estes mesmos casos de forma eficiente e mais eficaz. Pensando nisso, antes de tudo, foi necessário fazer uma marcação, uma leitura de mercado para saber quais seriam os usuários que poderiam usar a minha plataforma. E neste caso, basicamente, todos nós estamos incluídos, desde turistas, residentes e voluntários. Eu vou mostrar agora uma breve apresentação sobre como usarmos a aplicação. Vou mudar novamente para inglês. Sorry, I will switch to English to show how you can use my application.
Witness animal abuse or an animal in danger? Help anonymously with Dog Alert. Here's how you can help in just 4 steps. First, if you see an animal being abused or in a dangerous situation, stay safe and observe the details. Next, open our reporting platform directly on your phone or computer. It's fast and easy to access. Take a photo if possible, fill in the quick report, and hit submit. Your identity remains 100% anonymous. Finally, authorities or rescue volunteers receive the alert instantly and take action to save the animal. Together, we can protect them. Visit dogalert.netlify.app to access the app today and be a voice for the voiceless.
Então, dizer que Dog Alert não é apenas uma solução tecnológica, desenvolvida usando tecnologia, mas podemos olhar para isso como uma ferramenta para darmos voz a quem não tem e tratarmos de animais que são inofensivos. Então, convido a todo mundo a juntar-se a esta iniciativa e juntos vamos vencer este mal que tanto abala a nossa região. Thank you for your time and your attention. Right now, I will call my next coworker, Manu. It's your time.
Thank you, Amado. So, I'm going to start showing my project. First of all, hello everyone. My name is Emmanuel. I want to thank you all for coming here today to see my product, the products developed by me and my Tech Lab colleagues during the Madeira Friends Tech Lab. Thanks for being part of this. So, I'm going to show you my project, which is called Lemonface, that is an AI web design agent. But after that, let's talk just a little bit about web design. Maybe you could be a creator, a brand, or an entrepreneur, or just a creative person. And you want to build, to make something that could have a real impact in the world. Then you go to the softwares that are in the market now, to generate a website for your software, for your business, whatever, and you got results like this. That, yeah, could be useful, yeah, could be interesting, but it has no vibe. It has no aesthetical taste, you know? That's why I built my software, thinking of fix this problem, to allow users to create beautiful websites, not just generic websites. So, who am I? Well, I'm a technical specialist in multimedia content creation. In my professional career, I create content for agencies, and I also work on web design, you know, making landing pages, more on the front end stuff. And if there is one thing that I have learned is that web design is not just vanity. It's essential. It's the essence, the soul, the emotions of your brand. There are right now tools in the market such as Bolt.new, Lovable, and Rocket.new that are great for creating logic and scaffolding. They represent a massive shift in the tech world, but they have a lack or they don't focus on an essential thing that I think is important. And if you have used these tools too, I'm sure you know that. And that is, these tools don't focus on the wow impact. They don't make a great UI as you, if you have used the tools, maybe you could know that. And I want to focus my software to supply that lack. And using these tools that led me back to a well-known framework in the software development, that is the SOC framework. That is simple, lovable, and complete. Simple means that a software has to be effortlessly, basically user-friendly. Complete means that software has to be functional, cohesive experience, and lovable, not the lovable software, but the lovable, the aesthetical side, the visual, the creative, the design. You know, in a world where 20 new apps are launched every single hour, looking generic, it's almost a death sentence for your conversion rate. That's why I developed my software to supply that problem. So there are in the market a global gap or a gap of tools that focus on the visual design. So let's get straight. My software is not for backend, for logic, for APIs, or to migrate databases. My software is focused on the creative. And let's be real, we humans are shallow. We don't like to see horrible or complex stuff like this. We don't like to see all that, that's horrible. But we like to see the results those code represent. So that's it's the I think that is important because it's the lovable side, it's the creative, the design side. It's not there, you could even lose potential users for your software or for your brand. And if you think that I'm just a design snob, we just have to look at this interesting info. And this is that 94% of the first impressions are design related. If you don't have a good front end, you could literally lose potential clients, potential users for your software. And 75% of potential users judge credibility of your brand by visual design. You have to have a good front end, a good design to give credibility to clients. So I made my software, which I said is called Lemonface. It's an AI-powered design-first platform, and I'm just gonna show you here how this works. Basically, you have the website in here, just add a prompt of your project, of your agency, of your business. This in here, you can compare using this prompt to generate software. You can see the generic result generated by a software like Lovable, and you can see the modern visual. Well, oh, oh, hope it's not being shown. Ah, there it is. So, in here, you have my software. You can see, you just have to add a prompt and you can generate your templates for your brand, for your business, for your agency. You can see in here, taking this prompt to compare in a tool generated by a tool such as Lovable, that is a generic design, and in my software Lemonface, that you can see it's a modern aesthetical design with content centered, bold text, and I can even show you after before coming here to show my software. I just generated some designs that you can see in here. This is for a fintech that you can see. It's not just a generic design. You can see it in the canvas that it has gradients, centered content. It's not a generic design. You can even, in my software, change the colors to adapt it to the style that you like. In this one, I generated designs for e-commerce, for shoes e-commerce. You can see how this works. And basically, that is. I have a screen here. Well, these are the links for some videos of my software. And I just have a screenshot in here of the actual users that have been using my software. Some of them are the total users, some of them are the users that have been using it in the last days. So all of this to say that front-end UI web design is not just an extra. If your site looks cheap, for potential clients, you will be cheap. You need to have a good design to to have credibility for your clients. And that is, if you want to visit Lemonface, you have in here the link, the QR code, and that is Lemonface. Squeeze your creativity. Thank you. Now I'm going to pass the word to my colleague, Sheil. Claps for him. Claps, please.
Hello, my beautiful people. So, I'm Gil Velosa, and today I show you more or less. I live it in Madeira from 2009, and I live it in Germany 4 years. Then in 2024, I come back to Madeira to live in this beautiful island. I'm a programmer, so I work to a company outside from Madeira. I have this login, but I just not just doing that. I love to create projects. In Madeira Tech Lab was complicated because I have a lot of ideas. I have it in December. I think was my idea is create a delivery weekly meal app. Like you can see a photo on a cooker. But in the end of December, I was thinking more about that, and I found a lack in the market. 73 of the people abandoned their goals within 2 weeks when he have proposed these goals. So that's why I started research about that and what's that happened. And I found the journal apps have two problems. Passive data storage just save your data and you don't have any feedback from that. And missing your goals tracking. The journaling apps don't have a part, a specific part, to you create a goals and you know, okay, this is my goals from this month, this is the goals from 3 months, and I think that's an important thing to have in your life. Then the last research what I have to do it was do the market data and the competition. The market data, 64% of the people have done wellness app, specific wellness app, in the first 1 or 2 weeks. And the millennials and Gen Z people like us, prefers nowadays, of course, people with AI. The competition have more or less AI nowadays. We have the Timo, it's an application habit tracker. You can create your habits and he help you with AI. Okay, you can do it this habit today, tomorrow, and give you a plan. It's okay, but it's not what I think with goal tracking. And then other two applications, Journal from iOS, from Apple, and the Stoic is the journal app just for Stoic mentality. So that's why I have created AI companion for personal growth. More. This is my application, what I have created in these 3 months with Madeira Tech Lab. The key feature is multimodal analysis. You can put text, images, or audio, and then the contextual AI give you feedback of your goals of today, of what you have creating in your journal today, and give you a track for your goal. You can know, okay, this is what I do it today, and I need to do what in the next month. And it's multilingual now. The application is available now in Portuguese, Spanish, and English. In the future, maybe in German, because I speak German and I can do that. It's difficult. I was thinking it's more easier, but it's not, because when the application have a lot of language, the AI can speak with you in a lot of languages. So maybe in the first MVP, slow and 3 languages, and then I can put more languages. So this is a mini product demo. If you want, you can scan the QR code. I can show the QR code in the last, but the application is in App Store just for iOS. And I separate the app in 3 parts. Journaling. If you just want to do journaling, it's okay. You don't need to use AI. You can do that. You can put just journaling. And you have in the second image, you have a morning check-in and an evening check-in. You can put, okay, I sleep very well, or this day was very good, and always save it in the application. It's secure, it's private, and then with the tracking goals, you can see, for example, in the middle image, you can see your goals, how is the track of your goals. Maybe in 2 days ago was not too good, but today it's better. So we have a graphic of your goals, and you can see how it's progress. And then in the right image, you have the AI, more AI analysis, speak with you and say, okay, today you was very good progress from your goals, but I think you in the future days, you can do that, that, and that. That's the tracking goals with AI. And the last part of the application is more AI features. I have new AI features. It's questions for you every day from your goal. It's not you doing journaling. It's the application gives you ask a question and you ask and you respond the question. And we have I have created a last feature is the analysis your photo with AI. So the photo you can the application can say, okay, you are very good today, maybe because you have your goals and you are a little bit stressed. So take a look about that, relax, and that's it. So if you want, this is the QR code to try more in iOS, like I said. And thank you so much. My name is Hugo Lawson, and let's go. Now, I call to stage Daniela. Let's go.
Hello, my name is Daniela, and the project that I'm working on. Sorry. Here we go. The project that I'm working on is called Vamos Juntos, which means let's go together. A few months ago, Vamos Juntos was just an idea in my head of what if. What if transportation in Madeira could be easier? What if we didn't have to travel alone? What if empty seats could be shared journeys? When people drive to Madeira, this is what they want to see. The horizon, the fresh air, the beautiful scenery. But this is the reality of what people actually experience. Let's talk honestly about transportation in Madeira. If you live outside of Funchal, owning a car is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Public transport is available, yes, but it is often slow and infrequent and increasing. The Via Rápida now sees an average of 37,000 cars per day, and tourism is increasing by 7% each year, which means that cars are entering the rental market. This affects how we all experience the island. Our daily lives feel so busy and rushed and chaotic because there's traffic, there's delays, and we have to struggle to find parking. Events are very congested, and places like Pico now requires booking systems to manage the amount of people there. Not to mention the environmental impact it has. More cars means more pollution and also physical damage to natural protected areas in Madeira. Today I'm standing before you not with just an idea, but with a working live app, with real rides, real users, and real impact. Vamos Juntos is a carpooling community platform based for Madeira, where people can share rides across the island. The idea is to make travel more sustainable, more accessible, and also social. This idea came to me one day when I was driving from Cotonou to Funchal. I noticed some tourists trying to hitchhike, and I asked them, where are you heading? And they said to Seychelles, which is basically on the route that I was taking. That's when it hit me. Why are we struggling to get around an island when all the towns are connected by a main road? Our journeys are overlapping constantly, and we're traveling in the same direction but going alone. This is not a transportation problem, this is a connection problem. Using Vamos Juntos is simple. You, as a driver, you can post a ride to an event or to a location that you're heading in. As a passenger, you can request the seats, and then you connect based on the location that you're heading. And then you travel together. It's simple. No pressure, just people helping people get where they need to go. For example, next weekend is the Trail of Cotonou. 600 runners have registered for this event. Can you imagine how many cars that equals? So Vamos Juntos could be used as a way to get to that event easier. On the 11th of January, here was Vamos Juntos being used for a hiking community here in Madeira, of course. And here are some drivers that posted rides, and then, of course, passengers who also booked. Connections were made, transportation was made easier, and people arrived together. This is exactly what Vamos Juntos was built to do, and it works. At the moment, Vamos Juntos has 71 users, 8 rides have been offered, and 15 bookings have been made. This shows us something important, that the need is there. For the future growth of Vamos Juntos, we want to implement Portuguese language to encourage local users. We want to add ride payments so that cost sharing can happen between passengers and drivers. With local authorities, community leaders, and also organizations to ensure that there is alignment between local needs and regulations, and also expansion from not just events, but to daily use so that sharing rides can be part of daily life in Madeira. I obviously just want to take a moment to say thank you to Madeira Friends for creating this space for us to actually build our projects. Thank you to the mentors for your support and your patience and your guidance. It really made a huge difference. Thank you to the students. You should all be so proud of yourselves by how far you've come. Also want to give thanks to my parents and my friends for your support. Also want to take a moment to thank Jesus for giving me the strength and the courage to keep going. This journey through the Tech Lab has been inspirational, challenging, and also eventful. But the one thing it taught me is that you should not give up. It can be challenging, but with the right people, it is possible. So here you can access the app by scanning this QR code. If you live in Madeira, this application is for you. If you're a community leader, let's collaborate. And if you're an investor, let's talk, because technology, well, change doesn't happen with technology, it happens with participation. This is Vamos Juntos, let's go together.
Okay, guys, so now the second best part of today, coffee break. Okay. So we got 30 minutes to go and have some coffee, some tea. You're gonna see some signs. You just have to go to the left. And over there also we'll have a chance to talk with so we will have the computers there, you can ask questions, you can see some product demos. So while you're having some coffee, some tea, go talk with the talents, learn more about the ideas and projects, and network as well. So after you have the chance to vote for your favorite application as well. So we will have a code. Yes, this is a code on your favorite application. After we'll have some jury voting as well as the people's choice. So see you in 30 minutes about the vote. Coffee break. Guys, coffee break, just go to the left. Left of the street. Left
Tive que fazer umas alterações, usar o tamanho do material. Porque aquelas coisas assim. As portuguesas não tens que acompanhar uma tarefa escolar, uma doutorista. E a gente vai trazer aqui para o palco, troféus. Só que havia uma coisa que eu me tinha esquecido, que foi de inverter a câmera no. Agora já tirei a imagem no coisa. Eu ia mudar isto para teste e nos settings tirar a mirror camera. O teste devia-se ao contrário. Estava atrasado. Mas também. Depois eu edito o vídeo e devo inverter. Está com a imagem. Depois volta.